There are some rules Alvin will be going over. Last year we kind of made them up a little as we went, but Alvin will go over all the rules. If you've been here before, you'll also know there's a little bit of a tradition between Alvin and I. So first of all, how many Swedes do we have in the crowd? Let's hold up your hand if you're a Swede. There we go. Okay, how about any Norwegians? Norwegians in the crowd. Oh boy. I'm a pretty fast runner, but we'll have to see just how fast I am. Okay, so I'll be flipping over to Alvin, but I'll take the first shot. I was reading about this Norwegian. He was using the outhouse, and he accidentally dropped 50 cents in the hole. So then he quickly threw his watch and wallet down there, and someone heard him saying as he was going down, "There's no way I'm going down there for 50 cents." So I'll flip it over to our Pastor Alvin Sorensen. He'll be your MC for the Lukefisk eating.
Thank you, Ian. And thank you for coming, and thank you guys for taking your life in your hands today as you engage in the Lukefisk eating contest. I'm going to introduce our contestants here, starting with our very own Nancy Kutchek. Nancy, you want to stand up and give a wave? Nancy, she was telling me back in her university days that she'd rent an apartment, and one morning, early in the morning, her neighbors were yelling and they were swearing or banging on the roof. So she phoned the landlord, and she said, "I got to tell you, the tenants above me, I got to give a complaint against them. I'm in my apartment and they're making noise and yelling and banging and everything." And so the landlord said, "I'm so sorry. I have to apologize on their behalf. I'll talk to them. I'm so sorry you had to wake up." He said, "No, I didn't wake up. I was practicing my tuba." So that's Nancy. Okay, and we got one of Raven's Odins. We've got Olaf Eriksson of all people. Olaf Eriksson, he's quite a fisher, as most Norwegians are. And Olaf, he took a fishing trip here, and he bought a new trailer, and he bought a new fishing gear, and he got his license, and he got a new truck, and he caught one fish. He got one fish on the trip, and he did the math, and he calculated that fish cost him about $30,000. And he tells his other friend Ole, he said, "Yeah, Ole, I went fishing and I spent about $30,000 to catch one fish." And Ole said, "Well, it's sure good for you. You didn't catch any more at that price." That's okay. And we've got next to Olaf is Clifford Hogstad. We got Clifford Hogstad. Stand and give a wave, Cliff. Clifford Hogstad came to me just before the contest today, and he said, "Pastor Alvin," he said, "I hate to tell you this, but I've been diagnosed with dyslexia and insomnia." And he says, "I'm afraid I'm turning into an atheist too, or into an agnostic." And I said, "Cliff, well, how in the world did they make that diagnosis?" He says, "Well, I lay awake all night and I wonder if there is a dog." It takes a while sometimes. There's a bit of a time lapse here. Amy Overland is next. Stand up, Amy. My niece, Amy. She just celebrated her, ninth wedding anniversary this past week. So let's give her another hand. She's married to a Norwegian boy named Jer, and I can remember when they were courting, Jer went to Amy and he said, "Ja vel, Amy," he says, "can you churn butter?" And she said, "Yeah, I guess so. Funny thing you'd ask that, but anyways." And he said, "One more thing I want to know about you, Amy." He says, "Can you recite poetry?" "Yeah, I suppose I could." "Well, why does any of this matter?" And Jer said, "Well, the pastor, it says in the wedding ceremony, I'm going to have to marry somebody for butter or verse, so you might as well be it." Oh. Okay, here we go. We've got another Odin's Ravens. Is this Jarl Yari? Jarl Yari, he rents an apartment too, and his wife was always on his case, and he says, "Jarl, we gotta do better than this. We gotta get a more expensive apartment. You know, here we're living in these tatters, and I'm sick of it. I'm just sick of it." He says, Lena's his wife's name, and it's all Norwegian women are called Lena. And he says, "Lena, I got good news for you. The rent just went up." We are living in a more expensive apartment. We got Richard Starkey, our MLA Dr. Richard Starkey. And by the way, today is Richard's birthday of all things. So let's sing for him, let's sing for Richard. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Richard. Happy birthday to you. You should. Actually, Richard was he was so taken up here. He showed me he got a new thermos. He got a new thermos for his birthday, and he says, "Alvin, you're not going to believe this. This thermos. These thermoses are awesome. You can put hot stuff in, and they stay hot all day long, or you can put cold stuff in, and it stays cold all day long. They're just the most awesome thing." And I said, "Well, Richard, what do you happen to have in your thermos today?" And he opened it up, and he took a little taste, and he looked at it. "Looks like I've got a popsicle stick and some kind of cool, grape flavored coffee." That's what I've got today. All right, and we've got, who's next? We've got Kevin, our MP, Kevin Sorensen is with us today. Stand up, Kevin, if you would, please. Kevin was telling me he's got a pretty clever wife, Darlene. Darlene came to him one day and she says, "Hon, I shouldn't wonder maybe if we've got a little bit of water in the carburetor in our car." "Water in the carburetor? Like, how do you know about water in the carburetor?" "Well, I wasn't paying attention. The car's now in the bottom of the lake. I'm pretty sure we got water in the carburetor." And beside Kevin, we've got, I've got Scottish Mike. Scottish Mike, we got Scottish Mike. So, Scottish Mike, he comes straight from Scotland, and he was here with one of his relatives, and they were driving around Edmonton, and they stopped at an intersection, and they heard this beeping. And Scottish Mike says, he just hears this noise, and he says, can you tell me what that noise is? That wee noise here in the background. Can you tell me what it is? And his relative said, "Well, Scottish Mike," he says, that's a tone. It's a tone. It lets the deaf people know that the intersection is clear and you can cross. That's what it's for. Aye, he says, "Aye, this kind of it's a great country. You know, methinks in me bonny Scotland, we don't even let our blind people drive." And lastly, we've got Jarl. We've got Jarl, the great Jarl from Norway, 3-time champion, and looking to make it 4. But we've got some worthy contestants here today. So here's how it's going to work. You're going to be served. You're going to be served a half a pound of lutefisk, so get that ready on their plates now. There'll be no forks, no knives, no spoons, no salt, no pepper, no nothing. Just a straight up lutefisk.